In the high-stakes world of professional boxing, words can be as powerful as a left hook, and a war of words between two legends can captivate the entire sport. Recently, a simmering feud between the undefeated Floyd "Money" Mayweather and the once superhuman Roy "Captain Hook" Jones Jr. has boiled over, ignited by debates over legacy and respect. Mayweather, ever the showman, has responded to the challenge with a blend of bravado and menace.
The disrespectful type of guy. That's not who I am. I'm the type of guy. The reason I'm not disrespectful is because when I say something, I'm ready to die for it. So if I say this, I'm willing to die for this. You understand me?
You stand on it.
I stand on it.
The essence of Jones's criticism, and a sentiment shared by many boxing purists, targets the caliber of Mayweather's opposition throughout his famed 50-0 career. The question persists, did he truly fight the best fighters in their absolute prime?
Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought him? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison.
This sentiment has brought the two icons to a crossroads. Floyd Mayweather might have finally taken Roy Jones's challenge, but only if Jones agrees to the conditions Mayweather has set since his retirement. No sanctioned bouts, no risk to his 50-0 record, and no departure from the exhibition format that has protected his perfect legacy.
But if they were to fight, I'll be rooting on Floyd Mayweather, man.
This proposal was met with a straightforward and defiant rejection from Roy Jones Jr. In a recent public demand, Jones issued a clear ultimatum. Speaking in an interview, Jones stated,
Ain't gonna be no exhibition, I want it real. Ain't no sense being an exhibition, what we gonna play for? We both fight for real, what we playing for? Wasn't no exhibition, we didn't make it real. Exhibition for people playing, we ain't playing. I ain't anyway.
Mayweather's reply was a thinly veiled threat, framing Jones's opinion as a personal insult against greatness.
That being said, you're disrespecting the greatest fighter of all time. And if you disrespect him, you disrespect anybody. So you have no respect.
Roy Jones declared.
But when you see me, you're gonna have some respect. Because if you wanna get it, we can get it. I'm willing to go earn my respect.
Jones, however, remains unmoved. He has stressed that any matchup between him and Mayweather must be a legitimate professional fight, one that is sanctioned by an official athletic commission, scored by judges, and permanently added to their professional records. This requirement is not negotiable. In another part of the same conversation, Jones doubled down on this point, saying,
He did, and that's fine. I went out of my way to show him a little bit now. You wanna fight? Come on. I mean, I ain't tripping. You ain't gotta troll me. Come see me. That's who I am. I don't do talk well, you know?
Have you heard anything from him or anybody in the camp?
No, I ain't heard nothing yet, but they know where I'm at, and they know how to find me. Well, I mean, I don't bother nobody. I'm authorized. I can have my own opinion. You got a problem with my opinion, then anything I say, I'll be willing to fight about. That's why I don't fuss much, because if I say it, I mean it. And if you want to do something about it, come on.
All right, real quickly.
Inside the ring, outside the ring, I don't care. We'll do it wherever you want to do it. That's what I'm built for this.
Mayweather acknowledged the demand, confirming Jones's message was understood loud and clear.
Still be more world champions than Roy Jones. But did you know, see, I always said this, Roy Jones and Muhammad Ali is the same fighter. Their defense is their legs, where they can, when they was young and at the top of their game, they could move.
Right.
Once their legs went away, then they sat and done a rope-a-dope.
Right.
Whereas that's why the Mayweather defense, I mastered it.
But why don't you think you received the credit that you deserve?
Jealousy. I speak my mind.
This demand from Jones challenges the entire foundation of how Mayweather has operated since retiring in 2017. Since beating UFC star Conor McGregor to secure his clean professional record, Mayweather has only participated in lucrative exhibition fights against figures like Logan Paul, Don Moore, and John Gotti III, carefully managed, unsanctioned bouts that carry no threat to his perfect record. Mayweather has repeatedly stressed that he is no longer a professional fighter but an entertainer. By requesting a sanctioned fight, Jones is forcing Mayweather to either re-enter the dangerous world of real competition or walk away from this challenge altogether.
Do you respect the Floyd 50-0, or is it like?
You got to respect anything a person does and stay undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah. Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0. You go ever top that? No. He just didn't stop.
This returns the debate back to the true nature of Mayweather's famous record. This is a vital historical fact that adds great perspective. Mexican icon Julio Cesar Chavez started his career with a remarkable record of 89-1 before his initial official loss. This amazing streak of dominance against a series of tough contenders provides a strong counter-narrative to the notion that an undefeated record alone signifies ultimate greatness. The boxing community has responded to this feud with a vast range of opinions.
Saying you're the instigator, but you just asked them, you were the you just said like the critics are talking about it, you just started something. So no, but it's good for boxing, so we can have that conversation.
Bro, we have me and Roy having a conversation, man.
Everybody's loving it though. They're loving the thing. What do you think about this the whole scenario?
Them going back and forth?
Yeah.
They just fighters, man.
You think they should get it on? You think Floyd can get his weight up and they get it on?
I don't think they're gonna do that.
Who was better?
In a recent video discussion, veteran boxer and future Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins was asked by Radio Raheem to comment. Hopkins, who lost his initial professional fight to a young Roy Jones Jr. in 1993, offered a nuanced view. On who would win, Hopkins replied,
"Who will win between Roy and Floyd today? It all depends on who throw punches more."
When Raheem mentioned the video Mayweather posted of Jones's knockout losses, Hopkins was pensive in his response.
I think it was more of a show of a man's vulnerability at that moment when Roy was fighting Tarver, I believe, or Glenn Johnson.
Hopkins then contemplated on the nature of combat sports, stating,
"I was the villain of it, to put a man down when he's down at his side or when he's down by a punch."
Even different legends have been drawn into the discussion.
Floyd and Roy. Floyd is making fun of him that he got knocked out and all this stuff. What do you think about that situation? Who's the better fighter in their prime?
Look, in their prime, I mean, I gotta give it up to both guys, but I mean, look, we're retired, man. Let's keep this fighting thing for the young bucks, you know.
But you fought Floyd, you fought him, so you know you know firsthand, you know his talent. Sure. But Roy in his prime, when he was like Superman before the knockouts, before everything,
he was a beast.
Despite his personal history with Jones, Hopkins made it clear that he respects his old rival. He spoke very highly of Jones's style and accomplishments, saying,
"I'll say that if you look at Roy Jones' defeats and you look at his longevity of victory and very unorthodox, unusual, probably never be again style that he had, I think that good of him in his era will always, and stands now, overshadows anything that went the opposite, means defeat. Roy Jones' rewards and his victories supersede 10 times than his defeats."
This leads to a larger debate about Mayweather's business model versus his effect on the sport.
Not because he did a great job, but he did it for himself and it worked for him. But everybody now wants the Mayweather concept because Mayweather made so much money staying undefeated, waiting till the right time to fight Pacquiao, finding the right people to fight at the right time. He monopolized the business. But the problem was it only made him money and the people he was fighting. It didn't make money for the whole sport. So what he did himself a great job, but it hurt the sport because not everybody wants to fight, stay undefeated.
Oscar De La Hoya, speaking to Fight Hub TV, took a more psychological approach of the feud. "No, I'm good with him. I have no business with him," he said, referring to Mayweather. He implied the tension may stem from the mental difficulties of retirement. "We see all these young kids fighting, so sometimes the emotions get in the way, you know." De La Hoya acknowledged Jones's history for being outspoken. "He speaks the truth," he said, but also recognized Mayweather's character. "Floyd is Floyd, and he'll defend himself till the end." At his best, Roy Jones Jr. was a force of nature.
When you look at Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s whole career, you see a perfect career, incredible fights, no losses. But what you won't see is any time in his career where he was as good and as dominant at his peak as Roy Jones Jr. was. Roy Jones Jr. was one of the best fighters, pound for pound, #1 fighter in the sport of boxing for over a decade, and he deserves respect for that. Now, specifically about what Floyd Mayweather Jr. had to say,
Undisputed middleweight champion Claressa Shields also gave her take. Beef is beef, man. Smoke is smoke. People don't like each other, man. I don't know why everybody acts like they're so shocked. She told Fight Hub TV, "There are people I don't like. Beef is beef. Everybody's got their ego." And you know, Floyd posted that story where he showed Roy Jones getting knocked out, and now it's beef. When questioned what should happen next, Shields didn't hesitate. "Hey, the best way to handle beef is to fight," she said with a laugh. "Just let them fight. That's how I feel about all my beef. Just let us fight, goddamn. I want to fight somebody." Former world champion Antonio Tarver, who famously gave Roy Jones Jr. his first legitimate professional loss, also commented,
"When they look back on their careers, it's competitive. It's competitive. But man, you know, I would say this, and I love Floyd. You know, he's undefeated, he did it his way. But I don't think at any time in his career, he was viewed as unbeatable."
Reflecting on his own fights with Jones, Tarver added,
"Roy Jones was unbeatable until he met me."
This refers to the business-centric timing of Mayweather's biggest fights.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Of course.
That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game. Yeah, of course. But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
Of course.
When that's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is, because look how much money.
Manny Pacquiao, the only man who has faced both Mayweather and the specter of public expectation, entered the discussion with Fight Hub TV. When questioned about the hypothetical matchup, Pacquiao showed admiration for Jones's abilities.
Roy Jones.
Follow you. Roy Jones. You know Roy Jones, right? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Let me get a shout out for Team Lock. You agree with me, Roy Jones? Roy Jones is in his prime. Man, fast, footwork, strong.
When asked if a prime Jones could beat a prime Mayweather, Pacquiao answered without wavering,
I think so.
The reply echoed through the boxing community. Throughout these discussions, it has become obvious that Roy Jones Jr. ES demand is not simply a preference, it is a prerequisite. He wants a real sanctioned contest judged on the official scorecards, recorded in the books, and held to the standard of professional competition. Mayweather, to this point, has not agreed to these conditions. This fundamental conflict raises questions about how Mayweather's legacy is seen, even by those who admire the sport's icons. The condition Roy Jones Jr. has set is a masterstroke, designed to force Mayweather to step outside of his comfort zone and into a legitimate bout where his perfect record would actually be on the line. But do you believe Mayweather will eventually allow an official fight to happen? Share your opinions below and subscribe for more news.